Our new exhibit at the Carbon County Museum features a glorious Columbian mammoth skull. One of the most important things to remember about a new exhibit is how it comes together. We became interested in this story about a year ago. If you don't know the full story of the Carbon County Mammoth, check out the link in the description below. Long story short, the Carbon County Mammoth was found in 1960 about 30 miles or so south of Rawlins. After its discovery, it was transferred to the University of Wyoming for study. That mammoth has provided a lot of new insight into how these massive creatures lived. I visited several times with the museum director of the University of Wyoming's Geology Museum to see what it would take to get a cast of the specimen. It turns out fossil casting is quite the process, especially for a skull that has never been cast before. Most dinosaur bones and prehistoric animal fossils you will see in museums are usually castings of original fossils. The Carbon County Mammoth is unique in that it is not a cast, and it is a genuine skull that was pulled from the ground. One of the major challenges in casting a fossil is the total process. In the past, fossils would be cast in a plaster jacket and meticulously removed, creating a mold. Nowadays, a laser 3D scan can be made of the fossil and essentially 3D printed from there. Even though the fossil can be scanned nowadays, it requires it to be moved several times to get accurate scans. A fossil as special as the Carbon County Mammoth should be preserved forever, and I completely understand the sentiment of not wanting to move it around too much. Additionally, the cost is another major factor. The information I got from the university was extremely helpful in creating our new exhibit. So then how did we end up with the one we have now? The skull we acquired is one of the most well-known mammoth specimens in the world, and it was cast by Gaston Designs out of Fruita, Colorado. The other fossils they have cast include many other Ice Age animals, as well as several different species of Triceratops skulls. This particular mammoth skull is featured in several museums, with the original residing at the University of Southern Utah. This mammoth was discovered in Utah near Huntington Reservoir. What makes it unique was its huge tusk spread and where it was found. Typically, Columbian mammoths were plains and grassland dwellers. Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and other parts of the western plains looked more like the African savanna over 11,000 years ago, but their environment began to change towards the end of their reign. The Huntington mammoth was found at a higher altitude than their traditional grazing lands. At the end of the mammoth's era, the plains were drying up more into the high desert climate we know now. So the big mammoth was likely lumbering around looking for a new food source and sadly laid down and died. He was an estimated 60 to 70 years old. While exact aging isn't entirely possible, their age is estimated by the wear and tear on the molars and the tusk size. If you compare the mandible of the Huntington mammoth and the Carbon County mammoth, their age can easily be determined to be very far apart. The mandible of the Carbon County mammoth shows its adult molars pushing out the baby teeth, while the older Huntington mammoth shows significant wear on its adult teeth. Obviously, the most evident way to tell the difference is the length and spread of the tusks. The Huntington's tusks dwarf the much younger Carbon County mammoth, who is considered a juvenile at about 10 to 15 years old. Going forward, this exhibit will be a permanent fixture at the Carbon County Museum and our third brand new exhibit in 3 years. We urge you to stop by the Carbon County Museum and see all the great work we have done interpreting the history of this great region of Wyoming. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next episode from the Carbon County Museum.